Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So in this video I want to talk to you about if you and we have missed the market bottom of the 2022 crash. Is it too late now to get into the market, or is there more pain ahead? So this is a very important video for long-term investors. If you're a short-term trader, my answer is I don't know. Don't watch this video. This video is not free. This is only for long-term investors. So the thing is, everybody knows the saying that, by the way, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the button below here so you don't miss any of the new videos. So everybody knows the saying, be greedy when others are fearful and be fearful when others are greedy. The only thing that is not said in this saying is that it's easier said than done, because you feel the same as the market. I don't know if you remember or you were around the market. I'm going to take some graphs here. So this is the graph of the S&P 500, and I remember when COVID broke out and you know the market started falling, and I'm also going into why this is, right? And I remember when the market was down here, I was the most fearful ever. I was afraid for my family. I was afraid that the market, like the financial system, is going to crash. I had worries about how I'm going to feed my family. It was max fear from everybody, and that was the market bottom. But I don't know if you remember, but when you were in these days, it was so doom and gloom. And if you would have said that this is the beginning of one of the biggest rallies and the fastest stock market recovery ever, you would laugh in someone's face, because it would just be so unreal to you that this can be the market, okay? Then you follow the market, and then it has been the craziest bull run ever. I mean, pretty much you could pick any stock and you would have made money. So even your grandmother and your taxi driver was probably making super much money on the stock market. And then I remember during this time, when it was like, I mean, actually the peak greed was in around 2021. And I remember looking at it, I'm like, oh my God, everybody's talking about, you know, how like they're going to go on all margin, and, you know, like how the stock market is going to go up forever. And I felt the same way. Like my portfolio at that time, unfortunately, I was testing a strategy at that time, so I wasn't with real money out on the market, but I was 70% up. You know, and I was like, oh, this stock market is easy money. And then this happened, you know, this crash started happening. And now we have had peak fear with the war breaking out, you know. And I remember I had to look outside, you know, like go exterior a little bit and look at, okay, I feel very worried. And you know, probably everybody is. The day when Russia attacked Ukraine, I believe it was this day. And I was just thinking, okay, it cannot get any worse. It's impossible that the situation would get any worse. So this will probably be a bottom for the stock market based on my earlier experiences, right? So one of the things that makes it so hard to pick the bottom is because you yourself will have similar feelings as the market. So you know, you need to go outside, be exterior, and look at, okay, I'm being very greedy. I look around, you know, your mom, the taxi driver, you know, your daughter is picking right stocks and even they are going up. Then you need to start being fearful, right? And then when you are like super worried and it feels like, you know, it's the darkest before the sunrise. It's somehow true for the stock market, right? And there is a very, very logical reason why this happens. And that is actually simply supply and demand. Because think about it, what needs to happen for something to continue to go up? You need to have a bigger and bigger amount of buyers spending more and more money into something for the price to continue to go up, right? And I specifically remember when Bitcoin first reached 20,000, right? So imagine if everyone has bought. So if your mother, your daughter, your grandmother, you know, your taxi driver, everyone has invested, who is left to buy? You will run out of buyers. Like it's physically impossible that the price would continue to go up because there's just no buyers. And you don't need to have a lot of sellers for the price to go up. You just, if you run out of buyers, there's no one to sell to, you know, and then the price will go lower and then people will panic. And yeah, and it's the same on the downside. For you to, you know, for a price to continue to go down, you need to have more and more and more sellers. So when there's a complete agreement in the market that, okay, now the market is going to crash, and everybody prepares for the crash, and you know, they sell out of everything, and where's the new sellers? Then at that point there is no more sellers, and then anybody who wants to buy a stock can only buy for a higher price, and then inevitably the price will start going up. What does this have to do with our current investing and the situation that we are in now? So it definitely feels like we have reached peak fear, and you know, stocks like which I'm very heavily invested in, I believe is like 27% up. You look at TDOC, can this be almost 40% up? Jesus Christ, I need to check this. That's insane. Yeah, Jesus Christ, 35% in 5 days. Ooh, good job, Kathy Woods. Then you have Zoom, also insane. The good news is, even if we missed the bottom, okay, so this was the bottom. Look at all these stocks. Zoom would, even from this point, just to go halfway to its top, which is somewhere around here, it would 3x still from the point that it is now. If it would go up to where it was originally, you would 6x your money. You take a look at Roku, which is also a stock that I'm quite bullish on. 480 is the top. It's at 124. Even if it just goes halfway to the top, okay, like it has a nice recovery up to here, you more than doubled your money. Then you have Zoom. It's the same story. It was, can you believe it was once a $600 story? So the good news is, even if you miss the bottom, and this was the bottom, if you pick very good companies, you have so much money to make, it's ridiculous, right? But the truth be told, on the short term, what are the things that can happen that would make the market go down? So we are in a little bit of a no man's land, because the Fed's starting to increase rates. We had the war breaking out, and we had oil prices going up crazy, which basically spiked fears of recession, right? So now we think that World War III has not broken out, and from the stock market, I mean, it's horrible what's happening there, but from the stock market viewpoint, it's kind of calm, right? The Fed started raising interest rates, and it's sort of priced in now into the market, so there's no worry there. But in the summer, the new inflation reports are going to come out, and in September, the Fed might decide to raise at a higher rate, and maybe it will do 50 basis point increases, which will again F the valuations of companies. So that can be a downward catalyst, right? Then the war could escalate, oil price could go up because of sanctions on Russia. So there is still, I feel that without these being handled, it's impossible that we would go back to the earlier highs or even go higher than the highs. And there is a chance that we will go lower if these things happen. Your best weapon is your own knowledge, knowing what companies that you bought in, and you know, knowing your price targets, knowing your valuations. And at that point, if you bought in and the price goes lower, great, you can add to your position and you will just make an even bigger increase. If this was the bottom and it starts going up from now, also great, you can only win. But if you're a short-term investor, there might be a crash, 20% crash in the next 3 months, and then you will sell out and you miss out on this opportunity. So you have to have a very long-term viewpoint on this. This is really once in a 10-year opportunity when you have great stocks like Zoom, Roku, and TDOC on 80% discount. If you're not gonna buy them now, when are you gonna buy them? So thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure that you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.